Hello and welcome to Theta. This is, I'm assuming, a ranked game, unfortunately Lands Forever, between Lyrana and XelaKebert and Lyrana. Aeon versus UEF. We got here Kebert playing as Aeon and Lyrana as UEF going first air. Have not seen these players. They could be Smurfs or they could be new players. We'll see how this turns out. Looks like a straight up first air build. 3 pigeons, not split, so opportunity to bomb. You have bomber here. Looks like a factory attack movement directly or close to the Hydra. This is most likely for the engineers, not for the bomber. The bomber is now going to come out to the Hydra. It's probably going to try to snap any of these engineers coming in. We see Auroras coming out for Kebert. And there's the first kill for that bomber. Excellent opening bomber there from Lyrana. And of course Aurora is very vulnerable towards bombers. A good choice against Aeon. And looks like, yeah, that was a nice dodge there from Kebert. He's got to get a couple flags out there. And here comes the Hydra. So we did see a whole bunch of time lost there. That was another good dodge there from Kebert. And 2 flags coming out, plus a bunch of Auroras moving in. And this is what happens when you don't. That was another good dodge once again from Kebert. When you go first air, you expose your engineers toward these early tanks. And looks like that bomber is finally killed, but it did take out one of these Auroras. Another bomber coming out now for Lyrana. And we are seeing no expansion whatsoever for Lyrana or Kebert. Kebert because he had to make flak instead, and Lyrana because it was just too dangerous. Of course, Lyrana is now got a land factory making some strikers. The Hydra is finished, getting for another land factory. And Kebert's ACU going to the middle. 2 flags directly in the middle. Looks like both bombers have been killed. And a 3rd bomber coming out now for Lyrana. And a striker here at the back door. No engineer at the back door, just some Auroras. It's an important engie here. It's going to pick up a couple of mass extractors for Kebert. And the ACU for Lyrana going after the mass, which has absolutely no mass. You want to go after these rocks. It looks like that's exactly what Kebert's doing, although now going after the mass extractor is gonna, yeah, some strikers here are gonna retreat. Another looks like a good dodge there, but multiple bombers. And so far these bombers have been pretty annoying, but good play from Kebert. Now still very much in the game. Aggressive ACU from Lyrana, and map control shifting in Lyrana's favor now. This engineer might sneak by. Yeah, it's going to sneak by these tanks. We'll see how that turns out, but definitely very much undefended. 2 ACUs will now meet each other. 3 kills for Lyrana, none for Kebert. And engineers here at the back door are completely undefended for Kebert, but this striker could be very vital for Lyrana if you can take out that engineer. This is very secure for Lyrana. Now interceptors for Lyrana as well. And Auroras versus strikers here with numbers. Yeah, definitely a lot more Tech 1 land for Kebert in this one, which is not surprising. And Tech 2 land now for Lyrana. This is very nice. Lyrana, extremely good player. Very aggressive air. Now switching to Tech 2. This will counter the Aurora very nicely with the range. This is exactly how you want to take on Aeon on Theta, because otherwise the Auroras just dominate. And here's what happens to Auroras when they take on Mongoose. You have to respect them. Looks like there's Raider, very important Raider here for the UEF, and these Mongoose should take care of the problem, although that Raider should be taken out. And some reinforcements coming in for Kebert. Up on top, bomber with a whole bunch of kills. That was the 6th kill. And the top is going to be taken by Lyrana. The bottom, an advantage for Kebert. And in the middle, Kebert with 2 kills marching through. A Tech 2 point defense now for Lyrana. That's one good thing about rushing Tech 2 land or Tech 2 anything. Tech 2 Tech with a Tech 2 point defense in the middle on such a small map. Huge advantage if he can finish it. Interceptors now for Kebert finally. We'll get rid of those bombers, and if you're Aeon, you really want to defend against air. You don't want to expose your Auroras. Here's strikers versus Auroras. Auroras should take it. Looks like good micro there from Kebert. and Auroras and two forces really taking over land. The ACU for Kebert playing a dangerous game here. Tech to point defense in the middle, hitting the ACU, 7,000 health on the ACU. Should probably retreat. Trying to sneak in a couple of Auroras. They'll meet their resistance. And here actually some strikers for Lyrana make it all the way into Kebert's base. This is very bad for Kebert, getting a couple more Tech 1 land factories. He's now at a total of 5 land factories, 1 air, going for 6th. And in terms of mass extractors, he's only got 3 left. Well, actually, Tech 2 mass extractor for Kebert. That's very surprising, but I should keep him in the game, otherwise doesn't have that much mass. Got plenty of wrecks. Some Auroras here now, Mongoose versus Auroras. Good micro from Lyrana. Kebert getting bombed. Kebert got to get out of there. And here this is a mistake. Kebert gets an overcharge on a Mongoose, dodging a bomber. Lyrana holding the back line with the ACU. Very surprising how aggressive Kebert is, really. I think if Lyrana just took all his units and went after Kebert, it would be an easy victory. But instead, Lyrana being aggressive. They got 7 Mongoose on the bottom. He's going to try to take back some of the map. So many dead mass extractors here at minute 10. This is very nice to see. Another Tech to point defense here from Lyrana. Good placement. We'll cover this choke point. See if we see any more Tech to point defenses. This is a very secure area now for Lyrana, but the top really belongs to no one. Maybe the ACU for Kebert will take that back. Cover some strikers ready to come in and kill anything. This is a mistake. The Mongoose should be using the range. Lyrana just left them, and here with numbers, and Auroras dominate. Well, it was about 2v1 there. And another, this is a very aggressive Tech to point defense if it can be finished, but I'd be very surprised if it's finished. So many dead units here, and these are Tech 2. This will be nice mass for whoever picks that up. Tech to point defense now. Looks like it will not be finished. Some Mongoose here trying to keep things even, but Auroras, in spite of taking on Tech 2 with numbers, winning, and really a big micro mistake there from Lyrana. And that is going to give Kebert a pretty good chance. And once again, single Mongoose just get dominated. Total of 6 land factories, all producing Auroras. More power being spammed by Kebert. For the most part, just Tech 2 this entire game. Plenty of reclaim, and another. No, this is a Tech 1 engineer. I'm getting a Tech 1 point defense. It's a big loss to lose that Tech 2. It's a nice hidden raider here. A very big loss for Lyrana. And now Kebert with plenty of NGs in the field can start taking over the top, and a raiding party through the bottom. These are not defended. This Tech to point defense should be able to cover this mask structure. Let's see. You can sneak by, but these ones are completely undefended. Now Kebert is going to move in. There's a Tech 1 point defense and an ACU. That will be very dangerous. Looks like he's got the range on the gun. Cannot range the Tech 1 point defense. Of course, shooting a wall instead of point defense, and good defense here at the back door, although 2 mask structures and radar are lost for Lyrana. Up on top, NG on NG action, and good engineers here from Lyrana picking up pre-mass. That's pretty ridiculous. Should see some Arty. Yeah, Tech 1 Arty. Of course, Aeon Arty extremely good at taking out point defense. Another Tech to point defense now getting constructed by Lyrana. Some Mongoose as well. And this is a big push now from Kebert. Tech 1 plus ACU with gun. He's got to overcharge those point defenses. 9 kills, 14 kills. Full health for Lyrana, and more Mongoose coming in. I gotta say, oh well, there's another force here that could make Kebert pay for this push. Kebert now with 10 kills. 29 kills for that point defense before it's killed. And Aurora is just absolutely crushing the Mongoose. I expected a little better from the Mongoose. Probably the hoplite's a little better, got a little longer range. And now we are seeing a different strategy here. Some pillars. Better in close range, a little more health. Actually more than twice the health of a Mongoose. In close range will devastate against the Auroras. Another Mongoose out there. On top, just engineers facing each other. Mongoose retreating back to base. This is still very secure for Lyrana, and a crazy ACU, 12 kills. Only got the range on the gun. Some nice overcharges. Any more Tech 2 mask extractors? No, just a single Tech 2 mask extractor. And now pretty good power. Now Tech 2 air for Kebert. We got some Tech 2 gunships coming out. That's going to be excellent for raiding. Of course, with Tech 2 land, we might expect some Tech 2 flak, but we are now seeing some Sparkies. I can't believe I forgot the name of Sparky. I'm not going to admit to it, but I did there for a second. Sparky, the EF combat engineers, got the gun on it like a Riptide, but a little more health. Of course, can build Tech 2 offensive structures. Good control of the Mongoose, staying out of range of the Aurora. Raider coming up for Kebert. And this is all no one's so much mass here, and looks like an engineer from Lyrana getting mask extractors. It'd be better just to reclaim that mass instead of getting those mask extractors. Another push from the Mongoose. Excellent UEF on Aeon battle, I gotta say. And you can imagine what would have happened to UEF player if it didn't go Tech 2. Aurora's dominating against Mongoose. They would have just walked over the strikers. Now here come the gunships attacking the point defenses. And this is going to be a big loss now for Lyrana. This opens up the door through this choke point, as well as the back door. Two NGs walking past each other. You see these gunships do a little more damage. Now Tech 2 flak coming out for Lyrana. Good control of the gunships, avoiding them from being killed by the flak. And here we're now finally seeing Mongoose using the range, dominating against the Auroras. Another Tech 2 point defense. More Tech 2 point defense is going up for Lyrana. Still Tech 1 mask extractors. Actually Tech 2, which is not surprising with this much reclaim, although not too much power. A lot more power for Kebert plus now Tech 2 air. But Tech 2 flak here spread out all over the place for Lyrana. These are going to go around the base, trying to hit the back. We see Tech 1 interceptors for Lyrana. 7 kills in that Tech 2 flak. You got to control your gunships. Don't want them flying over here. And this is going to be good, good defense. Big loss for Kebert. So many dead units. Kebert 17 kills. Nothing happening here at the back door. More gunships. Should be moving in, maybe one by one. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. But we might see an interceptor fight now. But so much Tech 2 flak. Should be just patrolling everywhere. Mongoose, you see a couple of these Mongoose, 14 kills. When these are used properly against the Auroras, they dominate. But they could be snuck up on. Here's an overcharge from the ACU. Tech 2 point defense creep from Lyrana. And on the back door, a couple engineers should be moving into the field, reclaiming, taking mask extractors. Map control definitely in the hands of Kebert here. And better eco for Kebert, but still very strong for Lyrana. Lyrana going for Tech 2 power. We just might see some cruise missiles here, minute 21. Haven't seen Tech 2 power for Kebert. Actually, Kebert has stopped producing power now. Going Tech 3 land and absolutely no air. And gunships moving in here at the back door, but of course flak. Have to respect that. 19 kills for Kebert. Still a lot of mass on the field. Looking at the eco for Lyrana, reclaimed 5500. Plus 280 power. That's very low power. And not too much mass either. Very low eco here, minute 22. About twice as much power now for Kebert. Of course, Lyrana, once it gets that Tech 2 power, will be in much better shape. Some pillars here. Although with a name like Lyrana, I'm not really sure. It's per. Here comes Harbies now. This is going to be very interesting. Harbies, Tech 3, are going to dominate as long as they don't run into the ACU. I would like to see Lyrana get the gun, of course on all small maps. The gun extremely effective, especially when you're facing Tech 2, Tech 3, or experimentals. Maybe a bit of a push here from Lyrana. Continues with the Tech 2 point defense creep, and these Harbies now. Let's see how they're used. Kebert going after the engineers. Looks like no radar here for Lyrana. Very disappointing. And at the back door, a wall from Kebert. Some mask extractors from Lyrana. Absolutely nothing happening up on the top. And these Auroras are going to feed these point defenses. This is not where you want to attack. That's a bit unfortunate there for Kebert. Harvey's coming in, claiming kill on a point defense. That was a TMD that's going down. Now Lyrana moving out. It'd be nice to have the gun. Looks like Lyrana's going to try to snipe those, but of course Harveys do have the range on the ACU when the ACU is not upgraded. Harvey in danger of dying. More Mongoose, and of course Tech 2 power now. It'd be nice to see these Mongoose used on the outsides, try to spread out. And wherever you see the ACU, that's where you attack, but always keeping pressure. Don't want to keep them together like this. And especially facing this Tech 2 point defense. There's no reason why Harvey can go down the side and just decimate everything. There is a Tech 1 point defense, but if you're just going to face your other player, might as well make some artillery. Harvey's being pulled back now here at minute 26, coming up 26. 19 kills for Kebert. Lyrana 14. Top, absolutely no fighting there for a very long time. The bottom just a wall. Everything going through the middle. Some engineers, they should run away. And let's see what these Harveys can do going through this wall. There's no defense here anymore, and this is going to be a big loss. At the same time, a push here from Lyrana. Kebert got to watch out with his ACU. The Harveys are now pulled back. Might as well take one Harvey and have him cause havoc. You don't need to pull them all back at the same time. It's going to be 25 kills. Excellent overcharge. Looked like 5 Tech 2 units there with a single overcharge. An air battle that looks like Lyrana is winning. Single Tech 2 flak would help, and here comes artillery. And it's been deployed now. This is Aeon Arty. Shield coming up for Lyrana. TMD as well. Not really sure why there's TMD. I don't see any missiles, but shield would have been the better choice. There goes the TMD and the engineer. Lyrana should get that shield up as soon as possible. Now Harvey should be defending these artilleries. You see the Tech 2 units moving in, thinking about taking those out. And really with Tech 3, and actually Tech 3 now for Lyrana, and of course now with Perseus, these are Titans. Be nice to see Perseus. Perseus can really easily counter. And of course this artillery countered by Tech 1 bombers. 5 Tech 1 bombs will take one of those out. This is nice, a captured mass extractor. And this shield is finished. It's a bit of a lost opportunity there from Kebert. Now here comes some scouting. Of course this shield won't stay forever with the Arty hitting it. More Harveys coming out. And this is nice. This is an anti-shield weapon. The Disruptor. It's got good range. This is definitely a good choice. It'd be nice to see people use that more often. I'm very surprised that these Harveys don't come out of this side. Half of them on this side. Could do a lot of damage. Another shield is now planned for Lyrana. And Titans, now finally Harveys. Titans really good against Tech 1, Tech 2, but against Harveys, Titans get massacred. The Percy, on the other hand, takes on any other Tech 3 units. And here's the Absolver. Don't want to be hitting engineers with it. Doesn't really do too much damage against regular units, but oh, this is going to be devastating. There goes the shield. Here come bombers though. And these artilleries sit next to each other. Yeah, this is something that should be seen much more often. But Tech 1 interceptors take that out, but at least one of the Arty's taken out. One more bomb after this. Now snipers for Kebert. Lyrana needs to get another shield. And we might see a pretty big Tech 3 battle here with Titans. Got to give an advantage though for the Aeon player here, unless a whole bunch of Perseus come out here in short time, and Lyrana with no gun. That's a big disadvantage. And here come the Titans versus Harveys. Looks like Titans here kept together. Harveys not shooting at the same time. But as soon as Harvey starts shooting, those Titans stand no chance. Here's the Percy. This would have been a great opportunity to overcharge these Harveys if, of course, Lyrana had the gun. Some pillars. Looking to sneak in during the battle. That's always a good thing to do, but Harvey's moving back. Should be able to defend. And these are great engineers here from Lyrana, picking up mass right after the battle. Even though Kebert won that battle, he left the battlefield for Lyrana to exploit, which is a big mistake. Another artillery getting targeted, but air domination from Kebert. Here we saw the Harveys make short work of those pillars. On the other side, good raiding, Mongoose. Finally, the top is being attacked. The ACU for Kebert. Let's see another epic overcharge here. Of course, now the Perseus are in the game and actually taking on Auroras here. Looks like snipers making their presence known. Snipers can outrange the Percy. Really, a sniper, a great counter. One thing we haven't seen from Aeon here, which is amazing, is shields, but that's because there's really not that much power. We've seen a lot of Tech 1, but no Tech 2. And this Tech 2 power for Lyrana, Lyrana should really be used to make a couple of shields. Perhaps some Tech 3 point defense. But with this type of loss of the middle ground, it will be very difficult. And of course, these snipers, if you don't attack them, which Lyrana is not in position to do, are going to pick you off very slowly. A couple shields from the EF would also be really nice here. Good counter to the snipers. Here come the shields. Great choice from Lyrana. Lyrana moving all the way back with ACU. Unfortunate, if Lyrana used the ACU as a better weapon, have a lot more success here. Here's come more interceptors. Of course, Mercies are always a possibility. Tech to flak, actually not that good counter for Mercies. And here come the Harveys, getting close to the Perseus. Perseus making them pay. But of course, the Aeon ACU here with the overcharge would be devastating. And artillery now beginning to hit directly. There goes the Tech 2 power. There goes Hydra. And not a lot of power at all now for Lyrana. No way back at this point. Aurora's coming in through the back door. A couple Harveys here surviving, but not much left. Here after 35 minutes, Lyrana throws in the towel. Excellent play from Aeon, but really lost opportunities for Lyrana. Excellent play in the beginning. I thought that Lyrana was going to win, but it wasn't to be. The Aurora survived, and then Tech 3, earlier Tech 3 from Kebert. Hopefully people enjoy this one.